बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। तफसीली ब्रीफिंग आपको मिल गई है यमन और उस फ़िया बागिया के हवाले से। अल्लाह ताला जज़ाए खैर से नवाजे मोहतरम हाफिज़ मोहम्मद शरीफ साहब को। नाउ आई एम रिक्वेस्ट टू मिस्टर डॉक्टर मसूद कासिम. He is Assistant Professor in Agriculture University of Faisalabad. Come here and talk about his topic.
नहमदु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम, अम्मा बाद. Dear Chief Guest, the guest speakers, and the eminent scholars, the dignitaries, the excellencies, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today, I am privileged to have the opportunity to say a few words about the sacred topic that has got the sanctity regarding the Muslim issue about Haramain Sharif and two sacred places in the holy city Makkah and Medina. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has also been the source of great help, great cooperation, and self-asserting character for the Muslim community and the unity of Muslim nations all over the world. If we talk about and ponder over the history of the Muslim nations, we observe that King Faisal bin Abdul Aziz in 1962 had a summit in Makkah city with the topic Rabita Alam-e-Islami, where he asserted the eminent issues and the burning issues of Muslim disintegration in whole of the Muslim nations and subcontinent in particular. The role of Saudi Arabia and Kingdom of Saudi government is not limited only to the Pakistan, but for all of the Muslims of the world. Before partition in subcontinent, when our four generations were living there, King Abdul Aziz, the pioneer and the founder who liberated Saudi Arabia in 1932, he had the meeting in Makkah city in 1936. And the same issues that were culminated in 1962 regarding the disintegration and the unity of Muslim nations have been discussed there. After that, a systemized group, a systemized organizations have been emerged under the leadership, under the supervision of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The first organization was Rabita Alam-e-Islami, and at the time of its formation, it was laid out in its manifesto certain objectives that have been carried out up till now, even today. The certain objectives were: number one, to remove the objections regarding the Islamic countries, Islamic ideology raised by the opponents in a conducive way. Number two, to solve the problems faced by the Muslim world. And in this regard, they also patronized and offered financial aids to the Muslim cultures, cultural, educational plans, and regarding these two plans as well. For this purpose, constantly these purposes have been carried out in the Muslim world. In 2012, under the same organization, a meeting was held there, Rabita Alam-e-Islami, where certain declarations have been justified and announced. That were, the Muslim eminent scholars there said and raised the opinion that OIC is not performing the pivotal and conspicuous role regarding the Muslim issues. So Rabita Alam-e-Islami should show a dynamic role to perform its leading qualities to solve the Muslim issues faced by the Muslim world. Later on, the significance and the evidence regarding the Rabita Alme Islami, we may have in certain 2 bullet points regarding the significance and evidence and the conspicuousness and conduciveness of this organization. For example, this organization has the membership, rather permanent membership for the international organization UNESCO under the United Nations, and this organization is for educational and cultural affairs that is performing its role. Rabta Alme Islami is also a permanent member of the UNICEF, a sub-organization of the UNO, and that organization is working for the welfare of the children. So, this kind of performances and characters and various activities are performed by this organization under the leadership of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and all these steps have been taken regarding the unity of Muslim Ummah, not for disintegration and not for anything else that will disintegrate and weaken or debilitate the Muslim world or Muslim leadership or their internal affairs. Under the Rabta Alme Islami, there are certain sub-organizations or certain institutes are working there. For example, Ishat-e-Quran Council, Educational Council, that is not specified only for Muslims and rather for minorities as well. Charity Foundation, Islamic Relief Organization, Aqsa Mosque Foundation, Al-Fiqh Council, where the certain contemporary challenges regarding the Muslim world have been carried out and solved for the Muslim world. So, regarding these activities and regarding these performances, it is crystal clear, it is evident, it is above board that the Saudi government is not working for any non-state actors whatsoever. The role of Rabta Alme Islami or the Saudi government or the organizations working under the Saudi government, their role is completely legislative, constructive, and not destructive. The second one, Saudi Arabia has also a keen interest in helping the Muslim issues in common and for Pakistan in particular. For example, whenever certain tragedies and calamities occurred in Pakistan, flood areas, earthquake, and whatsoever happened as a tragedy or calamity in the Muslim world and Pakistan as well, Saudi Arab played its pivotal role to solve these problems and to come Pakistanis out from that particular problem, and they set their treasuries, their finance to come out the Pakistanis and the Muslims from that calamities. Another great service and conspicuous service from the Saudi government and from King Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz late was to hold the interfaith dialogue in various Western countries. King Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz had various in certain European countries that are 28 in numbers. He organized various interfaith dialogue conferences where certain eminent scholars from all over the world, be the Muslims, be the Jews, be the Christians, whatsoever and wherever their religion was, Shah Abdullah tried to make them sit on one table and to solve their common problems regardless their religion, regardless their sect, regardless their creed, their color, or whatsoever they might be. Another conspicuous role from the Saudi government is to solve the international issues. And the same issue has already been discussed by my senior colleague Mufti Muhammad Zahid Saab regarding Palestine issue. I am not giving in detail, but highlighting the prominent and conducive part played by the Saudi government regarding Palestine issue and the Kashmir issues as well. One of the members of Jamaat-e-Islami, Abdul Rashid Turabi, in 2012, when the Saudi government had the meeting regarding international affairs and international issues, he put his point there that Rabta al-Islami or the Saudi government should take the initiative to solve the Kashmir problem and Kashmir issues. Shah Abdullah, at that time he was the ruler of Saudi Arabia, he ensured all of the participants and all of the members of the summit that I shall try my best to solve your Kashmir issues, and that will be solved with the plebiscite and according to the resolutions of the UNO that have already been passed by the Security Council and the United Nations organizations. Another eminent role performed by the Saudi government is appreciable. And you know that every year there are certain pilgrims who go there, perform Hajj, perform Umrah. They belong to certain sects, they belong to certain creeds, certain countries, and their territories. Saudi government showed a great sympathy and rather unity for the Muslim nation because they are the hosts of the Haramain Sharif, and they showed the great hospitality for them. What? They performed them every facility to perform your rituals, to perform your Umrah, to perform your Hajj or pilgrimage, whatsoever, what kind of worship your doctrine or your caste or your school of thought allows you, you may do. We are not binding you. You can perform your prayers in congregation. You can perform your prayers in individual. Saudi Arabia or the government will not have any compulsion upon you. That is the great sacrifice performed by the Saudi government, and this kind of sacrifice has not up till now been provided by any government of the Muslim nations. That is the great sacrifice. And the last one is Saudi Arabia has also worked a lot for the youth development. And today we often hear from our media, from our political leaders, and from our statesmen, they are talking about their youth, and they also announce certain packages regarding youth program. Saudi Arabia has also initiated regarding youth program, and their World Assembly of Muslim Youth have been established in 1972. And this organization has also certain objectives for the Muslim youth as well, and their objectives are as under. Its objective is to preserve the identity of Muslim youth and help to overcome the problems they face in modern society. It has also an aim to introduce Islam to non-Muslims in its purest form as a comprehensive system and way of life. It has also its aim to establish a relationship of dialogue, understanding, appreciation between other faith organizations that best introduce Islam in such a holistic vision. Dear audience, when Saudi Arabia perform a so conducive role, an important and outstanding role for the betterment and for the amelioration of the Muslim Ummah, the Pakistani government, I apologize, the Pakistani government should also take the same step as the Saudi government did. And what kind of resolution have been passed on the floor of the House, as already been described here by various eminent scholars here, that is completely ambiguous, that is completely elusive, and whatsoever you may say, that is of that kind. So, it is our moral duty. It has now become obligatory upon us to take the initiative, to force our government from this summit, from our forum, that should take initiative to help boldly for the Saudi government, not for the Saudi government, and for the security of both sacred cities of Makkah and Medina. Wa akhiru dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। मैं प्रोग्राम के आखिर में जनाब मुहतरम प्रोफेसर नजीबुल्लाह तारक साहब से गुजारिश करूँगा, आप मदीना यूनिवर्सिटी के फ़ाज़िल दावत व तबलीग में एक आला मकाम रखते हैं। 10 साल तक अमारात में दीनी तबलीगी खिदमात सर अंजाम देते रहे और अरसा दराज से जामे सल्फिया में बतौर उस्ताद के काम कर रहे हैं। बाज़ जगहों पे आपने 12 कुरान हकीम तर्जमे के साथ मुकम्मल किया है और आजकल कुरान हकीम के तर्जमे के हवाले से बाज़ किताबों के आपने काम भी किया है और उसके मुसन्नफ़ भी हैं। उनसे गुजारिश है कि वो तशरीफ़ लाएँ और अपने ख़यालात का इजहार करें। मुख्तसर वक़्त है, इसके बाद इंशाअल्लाह हम ये ओपन करेंगे और जो हज़रात इजहार ख्याल करना चाहें उनकी बात सुनेंगे और उसके आखिर में इंशाअल्लाह हम इस सेमिनार के जो एक इलामिया है वो अरबी में पढ़ के आपको सुनाएं।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अशरफिल अंबिया वल मुरसलीन व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि व मन तबिअहुम बिइहसानिन इला यौमिद्दीन, अम्मा बाद।